I moved into this house 6 months ago. Small, old, nothing fancy, but cheap. The kind of place you rent when you're trying to save money and don't ask too many questions. I didn't even know the house had an attic until the first week. There's a hatch in the hallway ceiling, but there's no ladder, no hinges, just a square panel of wood that blends into the paint. It looked sealed, that painted over. Forgotten. So I forgot about it. At least, I tried to. The first strange sign. My keys went missing one night. I keep them on a hook by the door, always. But they were gone. I tore the living room apart, checked the pockets of every jacket I owned. Nothing. The next morning I found them on my kitchen counter, right in the middle, neatly placed, like someone had set them down, but I live alone. I told myself I'd misplaced them. Stress, overthinking, lack of sleep. That was excuse number one. The floorboards at 3 a.m. 2 nights later, I heard footsteps. Not downstairs, not on the porch, above me, in the attic, slow, cautious, weight shifting across dusty boards. At first, I thought it was possums or raccoons, but the steps were too heavy, measured, human. They moved from one side of the house to the other, stopping directly above my bedroom. I lay completely still, listening. Silence. Then a single step closer, right above my bed. The wood creaked in a way that made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I whispered out loud to myself, "There's no one up there." That was lie number 2, the hatch that wasn't sealed. The next morning I examined the attic hatch, except something was off. One of the corners was slightly lifted, as if fingers had pried it open during the night. The paint around the edge was chipped, freshly chipped, tiny flakes on the floor below it. Someone had opened the hatch recently. I stood there staring at it for a full minute, trying to process the thought. If someone was living up there, how long had they been in my house? How many nights had they stood above me, listening? I pushed the thought out of my head and called pest control. They checked the roof cavity. No animals, they said, not even droppings. But when they lowered the ladder, I noticed something behind them. A single footprint in the dust. Human. Bare. And pointing toward the hatch, like someone had been standing there waiting to come down. The missing food. My fridge wasn't how I left it. Food was disappearing. Snacks, a sandwich, half a carton of milk. I told myself I was eating more than I remembered. Lie number 3. But when I saw the cupboard door swinging open at 3 a.m. and heard the scuttle of footsteps rushing upward toward the attic hatch, I knew I wasn't alone. The night I saw the rope, I woke up to a faint sound. Creak, creak, creak. I stepped into the hallway and froze. A rope was hanging from the attic hatch. Not a ladder, just a rope. Someone had lowered it from inside. Someone was coming down, or had just gone up. The rope was swaying gently, as if recently touched. I backed away, slowly, and the ropery stopped swinging. The attic hatch above me, still slightly open, breathed warm air onto my face. Someone was directly above me, breathing, listening. The attic door opens. At 4 a.m., I heard a noise so soft it barely registered. Click. I opened my bedroom door and looked up the hallway. The attic hatch was open, completely open, a dark square mouth staring down at me. I raised my phone flashlight, and that's when I saw it. 2 pale fingers curled over the edge of the attic opening. Then a second hand. Then a head. A face I didn't recognize, staring down with wide, excited eyes. The man whispered, "You finally noticed me." He dropped down silently, feet landing without a sound. He stood there. He Terribly thin, long limbs, filthy clothing, matted hair, smiling like he'd been waiting years for me to catch on. "I've been living here," he said softly, "long before you moved in." I stumbled backward. He stepped forward. "I like when you sleep," he whispered. "You breathe quiet. It makes it easy to come down." My stomach flipped. "How long?" I asked, barely a whisper. He smiled wider. "Since the night you signed the lease?" I ran. I don't remember grabbing my keys. I don't remember unlocking the door. I just remember the sound behind me, the attic hatch slamming closed. The aftermath police searched the attic. They found blankets, empty food containers, hundreds of photos of me sleeping, a small radio, a rope tied to the ceiling beam, a notebook full of times I walked, slept, or showered. They said the man must have escaped through the roof. They said I should feel lucky. I woke up when I did. But here's the part I can't forget. On the back of one of the photographs, a photo taken from only inches away, someone had written, "I only come down when you're dreaming."